Okay. Zombieland. Some people say Zombieland is the response to Shaun of the Dead, but Zombieland, I wouldn't say it's bad, I would just say it's overrated. Like, the movie is funny, but it's kind of rushed. Like, it rushes way too quickly with the comedy, and it kind of just sputters out in the end. Like, at the end, it's kind of just like when they're at the amusement park. It's like all was well. He finally got his Twinkie, and then I kissed the girl, and then like blah blah blah, and they get in the car and they drive away. Like, it sort of just dies off like right there. And now that's not my main problem of the movie. My main problem of the movie is that it's kind of trying way too hard to be a funny zombie movie. Like everyone's trying to hop on the funny zombie bandwagon after Shaun of the Dead, and the comedy, it just doesn't really flow in correctly. Like, they're always doing this thing where it's like rule number one, rule number two, and then like I was always thinking of Fight Club, where it's like where they actually made the rules sound kind of funny. Where it's like rule number one, never talk about Fight Club. Rule number two, never talk about Fight Club. And here it just sort of feels forced. Like, if I were to take out a list of, well, let's say you were part of the club, and I took out a list of the rules, and then I listed it off, you wouldn't think that's funny. So it's the same concept here. They're listing off rules, but it's not funny, and yet they're like hammering in that it's supposed to be hilarious. Like, ha ha ha, the rule says here you have to have aerobics, or you have to be able to run, or you have to look always behind you, or look in the stall, blah blah blah. It's not funny. I don't know why people think it's funny, but it's not. And also, there's this joke where it's like, what was it? Okay, it was like, one joke just felt out of place, where he's in the bathroom and he's afraid of clowns, and then this clown just comes up on him, like it. It's kind of the same problem I have with Scott Pilgrim, where they're kind of trying to be random, but the randomness has to have like a sort of funny point to it, or else it's just random. Like if I were to just walk up to someone and say flowers, like, it wouldn't be funny, it would just be random. Like, at the end of the movie, there's like a zombie clown, and then he's all afraid of it. You have to conquer your fears, but then like it's not funny. You have to try a little bit harder than that. Now, I know I'm just coming off as a hater, but I really don't hate this movie. Like, I honestly think it is funny. Like, the funniest part of the whole movie for me was Bill Murray. And everyone says that, but Bill Murray was the funniest thing in there, especially when he died, because it just came out of nowhere. And also, there was the scene where Abigail Breslin and the taller girl, they're in the amusement park, and then immediately they get overwhelmed by zombies, so they strap themselves on like a ride that's like, it goes up and down like one of those things, and the zombies just surround them, and I'm just going like, whoa, duh. So I don't know if it was made it was done like that to be funny, or like that was supposed to be a serious scene and that just came off as stupid. But yeah, it was just that was kind of out of place. So, but that was funny though. So, what else? Some other funny scenes were like, it's kind of bad if you're I can't find a, like, if I can't think of like a funny scene from your movie, like, because I'm the kind of person that can easily laugh at anything, and I can't really think of anything funny in this movie. Like, there were some scenes or some concepts that were done to be funny. Like they found like what was it, a Twinkie truck or a Hostess truck, and they look inside and it's just a bunch of like I don't remember what kind was it, but it was like coconut flavored or something. And he gets mad and was like, "It's not Twinkies." Like, it's not funny. That kind of stuff isn't funny. And before you like raise the alarm, um, like it before you raise the alarm, like you're just a Shaun of the Dead fanboy. Like I watched it without like comparing it to Shaun of the Dead. It still wasn't that good. Like it's not bad. It definitely isn't bad. Like I thought the special effects were fine. The acting was fine. Though what was her face? I think it was Emma Stone or whatever. That girl that isn't Abigail Breslin. Her acting was a little dull sometimes. And then there are good points to this movie, but I just listed some. And then some of the comedy worked, and it's still a zombie movie, so I always like to see a crowd of zombies. But it's not. It's a little bland. Like like it could have been a little bit better. So if I had to give it a rating, well, I usually don't do this, but if I had to give it a rating, maybe like a 6 out of 10. It's not the worst movie ever. It's not the worst zombie movie ever. It's not the worst comedy. It just kind of was lacking. That's all I got. So if you hate me for thinking that I didn't like it, I did like it, but not as much as how a bunch of other people loved it. Not as much as, especially how Roger Ebert loved it. Like, it's not. I didn't think it was that good. I didn't think it was that good. And yeah, that's it.